Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF NXT. Mike today, Jim Ross. Mike today with Jim Ross, and that's not Wade Bearky. Get out of here. I meant to get Booker T. My mistake. Stand up. Stand up. There you go. Let's do this again. Hi everyone. Mike today with Jim Ross and with Booker T. And today on NXT, we are going to see, we're going to see Father Yule here today on NXT. We're going to bring him in the ring. Here he comes now, Mike today says. Well, Jim Ross said, Mike today said Father Yule's in the ring right now. He's going to be showing up all through the 11th month into the 12th month here in the Toy Wrestling Gathering, Mike today says. You got that right, Jim Ross said. Father Yule's making his rounds. At least in the Toy Wrestling Gathering, he's making his rounds. Some folks might scave it and say it's too early, but it's never early for him. You know what? Booker T says, I'll tell you one thing right now. It's the 11th month. Alright? Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day is the next holy day or holiday for the 4-1 Reichs. If you overlook Choosing Day and Land and the Skill Day, the Yule isn't until next month. Booker T says, so I don't know why he's here. Would you show some onlook for Father Yule? Mike today says. We all know Yule isn't until the 12th month, but there's no oversight that says that Father Yule can't come around early than that. You got that right, Jim Ross said. You see Father Yule at the end of Thanksgiving Day walks, or whatever. They start selling Father Yule or Santa Claus or whatever you want to call them, dolls around this time. Alright. So, you need to drop that now, Booker T. Ho, 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 happy Yule. It is I, Father Yule, also known as Santa Claus, or Holy Fellow Nicholas. And I know that a lot of folks will say that's too early, or why am I doing here, that it's too early to be here, that Yule isn't until the 12th month, that Yule has nothing to do with me. And first off, yes, they would be right. That Yule doesn't have anything to do with me. It never did have anything to do with me. Yule is about onlooking the birth of Jesus, the Son of God, who God so loved the world so much, more than any of us can ever think, gave us his only Son. Gave us his only Son. And his Son, that gift that God gave us was his Son, who yielded up his life and atoned it for sin, so we could go to heaven more smoothly, and we could have our sins atoned for. So I give out those gifts in the same thoughtfulness and the same loving, the same way that God did when he gave Jesus to us. The same way those wise men or kings or whatever, when they gave the gifts to Jesus when he was born, whatever month, date, or year that was. And I know that I know that it's the 11th month, and Thanksgiving Day is the big holy day that's next up. If you want to overlook Choosing Day and Skill Day being the next holy days that the 4-1 Reichs do. So, I just want to tell everybody that I'm busy now, and I'll be flying around the world come the 12th month for Western Christendom, and the 1st month for Eastern Christendom. And You know what, Santa Claus? Time to knock it off by now. We all know that there is no Santa Claus. What do you mean there is no Father Yule? You know? Don't you get it, Chris Jericho? It's not about me. It's about me bringing the love and the happiness and glee that God brought when He gave us Jesus. It's about keeping the happiness and glee of Jesus' birthday Yule alive. That's what it's about. And I know, Chris Jericho, that if I had my bad list, you wouldn't even really truly be bad. What is truly bad, and you're not. Only I do know, Chris Jericho, you played me one year. But then, you played me in 2009, YL, Chris Jericho. Yeah, I did. But so did Sergeant Slaughter. So did Dusty Rhodes. So did Santina Morella. There were 4 holy fellows that night, maybe even 5. But the way I'm going to look at it is that it's the 11th month. Thanksgiving Day is what we're doing with. And unless you're going to talk about how the Englanders, who came to settle what would become the 4-1 Reichs in the settled land. Oh, by the way, the settled land does their Thanksgiving Day in the 10th month, and it's on a moon day, instead of doing it in the 11th month, which on a Thursday. Unless you're going to talk about that, get the fuck out of my ring. Hey! Get the fuck out of my ring. Don't you curse the Santa Claus, Chris Jericho. You starting your shit again, Wonder Woman says. I mean, you're always starting shit, Chris Jericho. What? What happened to your Learning Tree followers? What? Did Austin Aries and Austin Theory not want to be followers of you? Did Grayson Waller and Austin Theory and Austin Aries not want to be your followers anymore? Hey, Wonder Woman, don't start with me. Because I know that Santa Claus is a lark. He's a stunt. He's not true. And I don't even know how anyone can still believe in him. He wanted WWE 24/7 winnings one time. Yeah, Chris Jericho, and big deal. A lot of folks want it. Watch your grounds. You want to start shit? Yeah, I don't think being a shit. See, I don't think being a bully, Chris Jericho, is right. And I don't like bullies. Wonder Woman says, say you're sorry to Father Yule and get out of this ring. Wonder Woman, I think I can handle it. Chris Jericho, are you angry at me for 1 year when I didn't give you the ice game stick you asked for? No, what I am angry about was how 1 year I wanted NHL. I wanted the Mario Mew set. I wanted the Mario Mew doll because he was big at the time. And how he still was. I didn't get no Mario Mew doll. Oh, no. You know what I got? I got a likeness of the Mario Mew doll. So it was really about that. Well, I'm sorry, Chris Jericho. I'm sorry that the only Mario Mew doll there was, and I'm sorry that KB Toys or Toys R Us was sold out of it back in the day. I'm sorry the only way you could get it was going through the NHL's website. So sorry about that. Chris Jericho, we come here to fight here today, not to slight Father Yule for forgetting one of your Yule gifts 1 year. And since you're here, I want to say, Chris Chris Jericho, you get to go. You get to fight Wonder Woman. And hopefully we'll end this war between each other. And Father Yule, yes, I think you need to get out of this ring now. They're about to have a wrestling match. Beginning, well, looks like we're going to have the match now. And it looks like that Chris Jericho is going to be put in his stead by Wonder Woman again. Mike today says Chris Jericho is irked and angered. You know, Chris Jericho is irked and angered that he didn't get the Mario Mew doll back in the day, if there ever was one. Oh, Chris Jericho just drop kicked at Wonder Woman and a body slam. Mike today says, to tell you the truth, Chris Jericho doesn't have any grounds for being the bully, the creep the hill that he is, Jim Ross says. And I don't know if they ever did make a Mario Mew doll or not. If they ever make any dolls off of any of the NHL ice players or not, Jim Ross said. Santa Claus forgot some gifts of mine some year, you know, and I didn't become all irked and angered over it. You know what? I think you really should do that, Booker T says. I think being irked and angered would be great, Jim Ross. I mean, you played Hill 2 times in WWF. 9 between 96 YL and 9 between 99 YL. And Mike, today, you played a Hill in 2001 YL towards the end of your time in WCW. A hitting breaker. Yeah, well, Booker T, you're playing the heel right now, too. And if I knew it, Booker T, didn't you play Santa Claus 1 year in 2011 YL? Mike today says. 1, 2, and a kick out. Yeah, I played Santa Claus 1 year. Mick Foley put me up to it. But then hell, Mick Foley also played Santa Claus in the same show, too. On that, you know, on that over SmackDown Live. And Chris Jericho thinks he's going to beat Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman right now goes to see the Fight Lords all right because he fell down by mistake. And Wonder Woman just did the Wonder Woman did a contactor feet kick to Chris Jericho. Wonder Woman getting ready to do the Wonder Woman cutter. Do the round street. Wonder Woman believes she's going to beat Chris Jericho. Hey, Chris Jericho just pulled her off. Chris Jericho he just pulled her tights. Fight Lord. Mike today said he's pulling the tights. Don't reckon the 1, 2, 3, Jim Ross says. Ha ha ha, what the Fight Lord don't see, the Fight Lord can't call it, right? Booker T says 1, 2, 3. Here is your winner, Chris Jericho. And Wonder Woman has just lost to Chris Jericho here today on NXT. And I know there's going to be some folks out there, you know, that are going to be wonder how in the world did Chris Jericho beat Wonder Woman? Mike today says. Yeah, how did that even happen? Booker T. How did that even happen? Jim Ross said. We also know that Chris Jericho was cheating. That's how we also know that Chris Jericho was cheating. He put his feet on the ropes, Jim Ross says. So sadly, he did beat Wonder Woman, but he didn't beat Wonder Woman fairly, Mike today says. Hey, you want to know something, Jim Ross? Hey, you want to know something? Something. What the Fight Lord don't see, the Fight Lord can't reckon. So, if the Fight Lord didn't see it, then it didn't happen, Booker T says. And I'm so happy Chris Jericho beat Wonder Woman, you know, here today on NXT. It's so great. Well, I know one thing, Mike today said. You thought it was a cool thing, Booker T, but I did not, Mike today says. I didn't think it was a cool thing either, Jim Ross says. Take it away to Gorilla Monsoon. Thank you, Mike, today, and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with Chris Jericho here today on NXT. Alright, Chris Jericho, on the day that the 4-1 Reichs are choosing the new four-setter for the next 4 years, you choose to be a creep. Oh, well, so great, Gorilla Monsoon. You know, I choose to be a creep. And I could be a creep right now. I don't got to stand for being a creep, and then have folks choose me and then be oafed in on the 20th of the first month of next year. I'm a creep right now. And I beat Wonder Woman. Did you see that, Gorilla Monsoon? Yeah, I saw it, Chris Jericho. And I didn't like it at all. I thought that was a really sad thing you did. Well, who cares what you think, Gorilla Monsoon? I, Chris Jericho, the head of the Learning Tree. And I beat that Wonder Woman. I got even on her. Also, you slighting Father Yule out there, and irked that you didn't get a Mario Mew doll back in the day. Yeah, I really did want that Mario Mew doll back in the day. Or was it Wayne Gretzky? One of those two. And what did he do? He didn't even give me the dolls. Santa Claus didn't even give me those tags so I could see one of the games when it happened to be in Winnipeg. But anyway, I beat Wonder Woman, and now she sucks. And sooner or later, the Learning Tree with Grayson Waller, Austin Aries, and Austin Theory soon will lord over the toy wrestling gathering like a bad illness. So other words, there's going to be more creeps like you. Besides you, Chris Jericho, you're going to have Grayson Waller, Austin Aries, and Austin Fury with you. So wonderful that we get a lot more creeps to deal with instead of one. Give me a break. I'll give you a break. Well, Chris Jericho, still being a bully and a creep in the heel. Back to you, Mike, today, and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Gorilla Monsoon, for talking with Chris Jericho here today on NXT. And that's all the time we got it for NXT. I, Mike, today, with Jim Ross and Booker T. We hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite or Might.